Welcome everybody to our first semester briefing. I would like to share with you our results for the first semester. Okay, we ended with 13.3 billion in net income. If you look at net interest income, it's up 22%. Again, this is an acceleration from the first quarter number. In terms of fee income, 31% reported number. Insurance premiums still going strong with 17% growth. As such, gross operating income is up 15% from a year ago. Operating expenses, reported number is 20%. So as such, PPOP, reported number is 6%. On the liability side, and overall deposit growth is 12%, but again, the main driver is still CASA, which is growing still strongly at 17%. Okay, so looking at our loan growth for the second quarter, we are 17% growth in gross loans. The branch network, we are at 1134 as of June. And again, on the bottom chart, looking at deposits, I mentioned earlier, our CASA is still growing in the high teens, 17%. It accounts for 73% of our total deposits. And our cost of deposits, again, steady at 72 basis points. In terms of the fee income, I mentioned earlier, comparable growth is 13%. In terms of operating income, 92% of our income in the semester coming from recurring sources compared to 89% previously. NPLs steady, NPL ratio still at 1.3, coverage still at 137%. And in terms of net income and ROE, our ROE for the semester, our income for the semester translates to an ROE of about 10.3. So in summary, we still have a strong banking franchise, diversified business model. We're looking at the continued expansion in our core banking business of loans and deposit taking. We're seeing a steady rise in our fee income sources. The branch expansion is still ongoing to allow us to cover new markets. We're still prudent in our financial management and we have a solid balance sheet. And lastly, we have our investments in strategic initiatives that will allow us to further diversify our income sources and hopefully add longer term value to the end. That's our last presentation.
Is industry consolidation a prerequisite to easing pressure on loan yields, at least from competitive?
It will, but not necessarily. I guess what we have is liquidity looking for a place to go. And if you have consolidation, it won't address the liquidity. You'll just have fewer players, but they still will have to look for a place to go. I think the reality is that we have a mismatch. A lot of the money is in the national capital region, but a lot of the demand is outside. So we will have to have a conscious effort to redeploy those funds outside. There's also a lot of, I would say, pent-up demand that's being held back because the economic development has been slow off the block. Infrastructure is come out. I think if it does come out, and I think it's starting to, will have a big impact on loan demand.
Do you think infrastructure-related loans, if and when that program gets underway, could be significant enough to help in that aspect?
Yes, but don't look at infrastructure loans as the driver. It's not. Okay? It's the multiplier effect from infrastructure spending that will be critical. Because if you start a project, they will have contractors, subcontractors, laborers. Laborers will require S&E services and all of those things flowing down. That's number one. The second thing is what our economists call the crowding in effect. When you start investing from point A to B, or points A to Z, every point in between will invite private sector spending. That is what we're looking for.
May I just have your view on just how limited are the bank's SPL already in relation to the requirements of PPP corporate expansions?
No, I don't think banks are limited in terms of their capacity to lend to these companies. Because most of these loans are syndicated. Now, yeah, of course, you don't want a bank to really put all of their lending capacity in just a handful of companies. So you actually would encourage banks to join together to syndicate these needs. But I guess the other question that you may be asking is how extended are banks to conglomerates? Because if you look at our economy, the drivers of our economy are the conglomerates. And they are our local version of venture capitalists. And we're lucky to have a vibrant set of conglomerates, those that go into new ventures and build up the business from there. Now, banks are the ones that fund these new ventures.
Now, we'd like to thank you for coming this afternoon, and please have some lunch.